So I'm going to split this in two parts, Libra or Libra cross-watcher, because I'm picking up on different groups of you guys this morning. Some of you, this will be about those of you who are already involved with someone. Some of you, I'm getting people who it's been rocky or it's an ex, something like that. And then some of you, it's brand new. It hasn't come together yet. So where to start? I don't know. We're going to have to split this up. I guess the one I'm feeling the strongest is we'll start with new. This would be like something that's rather flirtatious. Hi, Mama. Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Somebody, it's like two people trying to get each other's attention. Could also be something specific about loungewear. She's in her little pajamas. Look at her little silk pajamas. Yep, she's just doing her own thing. She don't give a shit, you know. You're kind of in your world, they're in their world. You may even have your own thing going on. They got their own thing going on. This is for a few of you. Emphasis on maybe even where one of y'all lives, or like being comfortable with something. But that's the thing too. I'm not sure how comfortable the two of you are with each other yet, because it is so new. I'm not even sure how far it's gone, if it's gone anywhere. It could just be at like a flirtatious type, we're sending each other subliminal messages and subliminal hints type thing. But for those of you that resonates with, unless it's entirely reversed, this is really hard to gauge the connection. It's hard to gauge what the two of you are feeling for each other. It's like somebody needs to just spit it out already. That's kind of what I'm getting. Some of you could be wondering, unless it's them wondering this about you, is this person just messing with me? Are they just like the type to want to just have sex with me and it go nowhere else? Are they just having sex with me, depending on what level you're at, and they don't really feel anything? Is this just like a fuck buddy? Would this be a fuck buddy? Is that what they're looking for? Type thing. There's too many questions here if it's new for the one I'm picking up on today, at least in this part of the message. It's not certain, it's not clear. There are definitely red flags that one of you or the both of you are feeling. Maybe it's something we should stay away from. Maybe we shouldn't. For whatever reason, one of you or the both of you are thinking maybe we shouldn't. Maybe because one of you or the both of you is involved with someone. Maybe because one of you or the both of you is not ready, doesn't trust it, on a self journey instead. Either way, it's taking a while to actually come together, or it's taking a while to get anywhere, or to get anywhere promising or solid. And in those situations, I would always say, due to my own experience, take it slow. Take it slow. I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket for sure. I'm getting something for Scorpio like that too. So you could be a cusp. This person could be a cusp, or maybe you're dealing with a Scorpio. Also, it could be something here needs to end. When I think of scorpionic energy, usually that alludes to something needing to change first. Maybe on both parts, at least on one, before the two of you could even something promising be moved forward here. Because right now it just seems frustrating. I do think it's very new. I do think the two of you have an attraction, if not feelings, for each other. At least one of you does. There are things that are growing. But here's my issue with this. You know what this reminds me of? Have you ever experienced this yourself, or known someone who has, where you think it's love, or you think, oh, there's feelings, it's genuine, something here is genuine, but it's really only because it's like forbidden? Sometimes when things are forbidden, or there's this, oh, I shouldn't, for whatever reason, it makes you want it more, and then it kind of is like, you know, like breaking the rules, or it feels invigorating, like there's some sort of level of risk to it. Is this a level of risk type attraction? Is this a level of risk type love? Or is this genuine? Does this have the potential to grow into something genuine? Is what someone is feeling or experiencing, or the both of you, is it truly genuine? Now, if you're like, this doesn't resonate with me, this portion, this part, perhaps it's somebody you know that's going through this, and they're kind of like messing with someone, or they feel like someone's messing with them, or they like someone. There's this, you know, but maybe someone needs to ask themselves here, is this good for me? Is this something that should progress forward, should move forward? Or is this something that I need to kind of just take my time with, be cautious of, be careful of, be watchful, make sure this is something that truly fits me, or would this just bring me into a whole bunch of baggage? Would this bring me into somebody's drama? Is this just something I need to stay away from? Especially if it's like not seeming to come together easily. If it's seeming to kind of be like, you know what I mean, like pulling teeth, maybe it is something that would be better off, you know, slow movement, slow action, because maybe things are kind of saying, ooh, just be careful. This isn't the time, or watch out completely. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm getting for this portion. For those of you that perhaps are single, or there's somebody you're messing with, or you're interested in messing with, or interested in getting to know, date, whatever, interested, maybe you're feeling something, you're like picking up what they're putting down, they're picking up what you're putting down, you kind of like each other. I don't know how far you've gone with each other, if you've even done anything with each other, or even admitted these feelings, if you will, or this attraction, or this love for some. It could be love. I mean, it could be. I do believe that you can't help who you love, but I also think that for the most part, unless it's like your choice is taken from you, you can help what you do. But I'm wondering here if it's not something where it's like, I want it more because I shouldn't. I want it more because I'm not supposed to. Let's see. Maybe it's like part one. This will be part one. Is it the level of risk? I don't know if risk is the word, or maybe for some it is a risk to involve yourself with each other, or at least one of you. But for some it could be the word, like risk may not be the word. It could be something like, is it just the level of danger or caution, or wanting to break the rules in some way, or because, you know, it says keep out, or because it says danger zone, do not enter, private property. Like, is it something like that that makes somebody want to do it more? You know what I mean? Kind of like when you have sex in public, you know? Like, you ever know people like that, or you ever done it yourself? Don't lie. You know, like driving down the road, you know, driving while intercoursing. DWI. You know, that level of, oh my God, we could get in a wreck. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, have you ever done it, or know anyone who's done it? I'm not talking about roadhead. I'm talking about sex. Hopping on top and riding them while they're driving down the road or the interstate. I mean, just crank it up a notch, you know? Having sex in the middle of the road, having sex in public places, in a car wash, in a church, you know? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's coming to my mind. You know, is this just that type of level where it's like, ooh, you know, having sex in a workplace? Having sex behind a partner's back, getting a hotel room, meeting in a spot, and then getting in the other one's car and driving with them somewhere, or meeting up with someone somewhere, but you know what I mean, but not supposed to. Having to delete messages, having to only do something when another person isn't around. I mean, what is this level of I'm not supposed to here? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like danger zone. That's what I'm hearing. Danger zone. Is it just, I mean, she is in her pajamas. I mean, is this just a night type thing? Like, you know, it's like every now and then, and it's like, it's an adrenaline rush. Is it like an adrenaline rush type thing? Wasn't there a movie where they took like adrenaline or something? Isn't Jason, maybe Jason someone's name here, or Jason, Jaden, Aiden, where it's like they did it in public to keep their heart rate going. It's like, oh God, it's just like the, I don't know, it's like getting a hit of something. You just get enough just to get you through the day, you know? It's like taking a shot, or, you know, like shots of espresso. Somebody here could really like espresso or coffee, or like uppers, or energy drinks, or they use another person perhaps as this kind of 31 seconds on the clock, as this kind of I got my fill for the day. Just a little bit is just enough to get me through the day. Even if it's just flirting, you know, that can do something for somebody. It's just enough. Just getting an image, a picture, just getting a look, a glance, a wink, or all outright just doing it. Meeting up and having sex. I mean, I don't know where this is, but just be careful. So in this message, we're going to keep it short and sweet. It is what it is. Is this just the level of risk that appears as true potential? Or is this true potential? Some of you may already know the answer. Some of you may already know, and this is just for fun. But if this is that type of connection for those of you, and it is just for fun, unless this, again, is somebody on the outside of you or vice versa, be careful with that, because if anything's being done sneakily here, or if it's not necessarily anyone's cheating, but it's like we shouldn't because we work together, or we shouldn't because this is wrong, eventually it will come out. So that's what we've got for this message, guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, we went ahead and started the timer again. This is going to be your extended. I'm just going to add this one on to the first part so I don't get confused, because it's kind of going along the same lines, but just so I don't get, again, confused. I'm repeating myself. Here we go. So the second part is for those of you, I'm going to do X's in this one. If this is an X or somebody where it's like on and on again, off again, but you're not actually an item at all, there's no real commitment here, or there was at one time, but there's not anymore, and someone's considering coming back in. Same storyline as the first one. Same exact type message as the first part, except someone here is perhaps not serious. They're not serious. They could even be involving themselves with other things or other people, but someone here is not serious. If someone's coming back or considering coming back, whether you or them, or this is happening on the outside of you, again, somebody I don't believe is serious. It's just like, you make me feel something that someone else doesn't, or that others don't, that others never have, that I've never felt with anyone else. You give me that hit. It's like chasing the dragon. I've mentioned that before. It's like, is this that case? Because I feel like it is. It feels like it's something that's just, it's like kind of like this Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe. Like there is definitely strong attraction if there's already been intimacy, which in this portion I believe there has been, and it's amazing. It's probably even the best. But when it comes to something that could get you somewhere in life, I wouldn't think this would be it. I would think it could get you something, maybe several somethings, but I don't think it would get someone here where they're truly wanting to go. This will be one of those situations where I would say, more likely than not, an individual would look back here in life on this particular relationship, or coming back together, or whatever this is, was, whatever could be again, and be like, damn, hindsight's 2020. I kind of wish I wouldn't have gotten involved with them again, or stayed involved, or been on again, off again. I wish I would have respected myself more. I wish that I would have loved myself enough to know that I was worth more than I allowed myself to be treated. That's what I think this would be, this portion. So I would be careful. I would definitely just check in with yourself and know your value if this is you. And if this isn't you, maybe you would give this advice to a friend of yours, or somebody you know in your family that's doing this, somebody you work with, that you just notice has a tendency to allow themselves to be what I would think is used. You know, is it worth it? Is this connection with this person, is whatever we do, whatever we have, is the amazing sex, is the attraction, is that hit of energy and adrenaline and attraction and attention I get each day or each moment, or however often I get it, is it worth how it leaves me feeling in the end? Because I would think the answer would be no eventually. Once somebody is like waking up and realizing, like waking up and smelling, again, another reference on coffee, waking up and smelling the coffee and being like, oh my God. You know, because this could turn into something where like a health issue would cause somebody to have a wake-up call eventually, or being left as a single parent would cause them to wake up. And, you know, eventually I think this is someone who's going to realize they're going to be left alone in the end, or they're going to be left brokenhearted, or they're going to be left empty. You know what this reminds me of? When I was in school, I believe it was in high school, there was a teacher, a sex ed teacher, funny enough, who came in the class, and she had this pillow with this long rope attached to it called Speedy the Sperm. She sure did. This bitch called it Speedy the Sperm, and I'll never forget that, because I was like, wow. Oh, that's what a great way to put that, you know. I'll never see a pillow the same way, you know. And it had eyes on it and everything. It's just, she must have sewn it, because it looked straight up like a sperm. I mean, they don't make pillows like that, I guess. I don't know, do they? I'm gonna have to Amazon that. If they do, I might buy one just for shits and giggles. I don't know. Seems comfortable. Anyway, so yeah, it's like a face shot. I'm hearing face shot. Wow, yeah, somebody's kinky here. Well, it's fine, you know, do you. But just know the consequences. Every decision we make has consequences, whether good or bad. And sometimes hindsight is 2020. Anyway, so she came into the class and was teaching us all sex ed and was talking about ovulation and the cheesy stuff in our panties and shit, you know? I mean, it's real. Like, that's real shit, you know? I mean, it's funny, but it's not really funny when it happens, you know, periods and such and boners and all. And I remember her taking this heart and she passed this heart around the room and had every one of us sign a name of somebody, anonymously, of course, that we had a crush on or that we were dating or whatever, you know. And she drew a line between all of them, and then she stood in front of the class and was ripping little pieces of it apart. She was like, okay, let's say this person breaks up with you, and this person cheats on you, and this person does this, until the heart was completely on the floor. This was a big-ass heart made of like a cardboard or something. And it put it into perspective for all of us as kids. I don't know if anybody else remembers that shit, but it stood with me. Of course, it stood with me, but it didn't teach me, right? Like, I didn't listen, because what did I do? Well, I ended up getting my heart broke a million times. A lot of times because it was my fault and I was breaking my own heart, and I had a lot of learning to do and a lot of unlearning to do, a lot of unprogramming, a lot of unraveling. But anyway, I say all this to say that's the image I'm getting in my head, and I'm just kind of snapping back into that memory during this portion of the message where, you know, every time somebody breaks your heart, every time you allow this to happen, if you have any control over it at all, it takes a little piece of you, and you can glue that shit back together. You could tape it back together, which she did. She picked it up all up off the floor, and it didn't even look like a heart at the end when she taped it all back together. But that's the point. Is this worth it? So this whole portion of the message is, if there is somebody that you're allowing back and forth into your life, you know, do people change? Yes, it's possible. Do people, I mean, that's, some people say no. I would think, yeah. I mean, tomorrow is my 5 years sober, so nobody can tell me that people don't change. I haven't drank in 5 years. That's change. But I'm still a recovering alcoholic. You know what I mean? So you have to just be careful here. This is all about being careful in this portion. And even with the first one, you could really put this part with the first part. That's why this part isn't extended. This could go for new people too. You have to be careful with what you allow someone to do to you, to do on you, to do in you, in you, on you, in your life, period. And it's okay to not think with your nether regions. It's okay to think with your nether regions, but to still have a good amount of self-control over yourself to know when, you know, it's okay to say no. Does somebody really appreciate you here? Do they really respect you? Do they respect your body? Do they respect those that you closely love? Because if they're involved with you, I mean, you opening yourself up to this person again and again and again, this could potentially get the people that you love around you hurt. Why? Well, for a numerous amount of reasons. We could go into that, but I think you guys know where I'm going with that. There's several reasons. Is this somebody who could get you hurt? Are they hurting you now? Did they hurt you before? I'm not saying hold on to any of that, like hold on to a grudge. I think you should try to do a lot of self-healing, you know? But what good is it if you just do it again and again and again? You know what I mean? I feel like some of you could be energy sources for people, and this is why they keep coming back for more, why they even want to. It's not necessarily that they appreciate, love, and respect who you are. It's that they really like what you have to offer, and they'd like a little refill from you because they're running low on energy. They're running low on attention. They're running low on sex. They just need another hit. They need another, you know what I mean? Are these people, or is this a person who genuinely cares about you? Would they care if you died? I mean, that's a real question. Would this individual care if you died? Whether it's a person you're on and off with, an ex trying to come back or wanting to, and this is me telling you this because, like, heads up, or it's somebody new. Either way, you could apply it to all of it. Like, would they care if you died? Would they care if those closest to you died? Would they care? Do they care how you sleep at night? Do they care how you care about yourself? Do they care about your health? Do they care about your fucking soul? This is really important. And if not, or if there's questions on that and there's uncertainty, well, then that's your answer. Do they care about you as a person? Are they quick to want to jump in bed with you? Would they love you when you're old? If you're already older or you feel yourself to be older, do they genuinely love you? Can you have real fucking conversations? Can you talk about life? Can you talk about lessons? Can you ask them a genuine question like, hey, what do you think your purpose is here? If you ask this person right now, this person on your mind, what's your purpose here on this planet? What do you think you're here to do? And they don't know, or they don't even want to know, they don't care, or it's more so about physical things or monetary things, well, that's a big answer to they might not care about you. Or did I say mate not? That was like a mixture of may not and might not. They mate not. Yeah, they mate. They definitely mate. They want to mate, but they don't want to mate. They'd like to mate. My fingernail fell off. They'd like to mate, but they don't really want to, like hold my arm, hold my hand, I love you till death do us part type mate. They'll mate all day. Well, maybe they'll get a mate, but then they'll mate around on that mate. You know what I'm saying, mate? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.